Yes! We are live. All right. I'm gonna wait just a second, make sure things are caught up. Horses are running around back there somewhere. And we'll see if someone's here. Waiting for hellos. Anyway, we are live. It is 5:30 in California, and I got an awesome thing planned today. So hopefully we're live. Hopefully everything's going good. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab this thing because we're gonna need some tools before we start. How are ya? All right, so we're making our way over to the corral where we have our four-legged student, four-legged coworker, helper, or four-legged demonstrator right over there. All right, so that's good. And we got to get our stuff ready. Make sure people are here to watch this awesome content I have put together today. And got to get this thing off the tripod and put you guys on the tripod. But first we're going to go in here. So Sailor gets to be a star again today. Show you Mr. Sailor right there. So I'm hoping we're live. I'm gonna double check on this, guys. So I don't see any chat so far, and I think we got someone here, but I don't know if it's working, and I never get to know. So hang on a second, guys. I want to make sure we got everything working. Okay. So YouTube says I'm live, but gotta double check on that. Not sure, guys. I just want to make sure we're all good to go. And starting over here isn't the best place. Hang on. Because being in the middle of a field, you have your good start spots and your not so good start spots. But my counter says there's nobody here, so that could just be it. But hopefully we are live. Anyway, it says I'm live, so I'm gonna get started, but I just don't want to get into a ton of awesome content if it didn't go live and save and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, I guess we'll put you on the tripod for now and see if anybody shows up. All right, we are on the tripod. And one thing I hope is we can't edit out all this silly business in the beginning. Is the only thing with going live. So here we are. And there's about 5 minutes of it. Okay, I'll put the time stamps in the descriptions later when we get it good. Okay, so it's 5:30 p.m. here in California. And I want to let's bring you over to this guy. Oh, he did a code green. He's like, what am I doing in here? All my friends went out to have recess and I'm stuck in here. Where are you, dude? You're over there. There we are. So we got Mustang Sailor, and today I want to show you how I catch my horses, and also not only just catch them, how to also get them to follow you. So hi, I'm Monica Krause, creator of United Mustangs of America, and today I want to show you just how to do that. So we work with Mustangs around here, and United Mustangs of America is an academy that focuses on horsemanship. So we're going to show you some horsemanship and what it takes to work with Mustangs. So this guy right here is our latest Mustang that we have trained. He's been in our training for, well, at our facility for about a year. He hasn't had too much training since for quite a few months now, but we handle him and do fun stuff. But anyway, so I thought he would be the best one to demo today because he doesn't have a whole lot of handling. So he's the most wild, the one that I have. He's not wild at all, but anyway, so I thought he would be the best specimen to show you how we catch a horse and also get him to follow you. So I brought my notes to keep my thoughts organized because I'm a one-woman show and I do a lot of stuff around here. So I just want to go through my notes and make sure we go down the line because I want to deliver the best content. So, oh yeah. Oh yes. The art and science of horsemanship. So what has inspired me to basically come up with this method? I have worked with horses for quite some time. I trained my first Mustang back in 2006. And along my journey of training horses, at one point I ended up at a training center, and this training center had two main trainers, and they also specialized in taming and training wild horses, and they had just a ton of horses. They also didn't just do Mustang horses. Oh, I see chat. Hello, sorry we're late. No, that's okay. I just want to make sure we're live, but it looks like we're good, so I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Enjoy Being, for giving me the confirmation there. So anyway, back to my story. This story is important because it helped me discover a lot of, I guess you would say, that what not to do kind of thing. And you can't know how good you are until you can kind of experience the not so good aspects of what goes on out there in the horse training industry and business and stuff. And this also is what inspired me to create the Horsemanship Academy, to turn you into the trainer. You know, because why pay somebody else to do what you can do? You know, I don't know why there's this big gap between working your horse on the ground to riding or doing whatever you want with them. So it starts here. So it starts on the ground, and it starts with catching your horse. And so back at this training center, I was instructed, you know, just to exercise them and take them out of their corral and throw them in the round pen. And that right there was a challenge. So let me tell you what I discovered when we just did only that. So we take them out of the corral, horse is okay. We walk up through the gate, go to the round pen area. Horse is stopping in his tracks, staring at the little entrance to the gate of the round pen, and he's like, nope, nope. So right there, that told me something about the round pen for him. So once we finally did get through the gate, sometimes I made a whole hour out of just going through the gate smoothly, and that was it, put him back, because, you know, back to basics sometimes. So once I did get him in the round pen, so if you're new to anything about horses, round pen work is just basically like this corral here. So we are in, it's not perfectly round, but it's my thing about a round corral. And so anyway, we bring them in and you exercise them, run around in circles. They get their exercise, they go back home, keeps them in shape, keeps their body moving, keeps them healthy. So I'm working the horses in the round pen, and I just walk over and stand in the middle. And normally you pick up a stick, and that kind of motivates the horse to go and stuff. That's your cue stick, you know, say, hey, go buddy. I didn't have to do that. I just stood there kind of like this. I don't know if you can see, like kind of like this, hands in my pockets, staring at a horse running around me like crazy. It was not stopping. It was exercising itself. I had no communication with it. It was just going and running away, running away, running away. And then I started to play with it. So I started to kind of walk up back towards the fence, and then it had to go the other way because it was running away from me. And then I would kind of cut it off and it would go the other way, and this kind of thing. So I started to play with my body language in that sense just to get its attention. So basically those horses were worked and said, all right, run. No education, just run. And they're like, ah, run. And then that was really hard to work with. So in my experience, that was zero partnership. Yes, the horse got exercise, I guess, running, but there was zero partnership. And, you know, I like to kind of steer away from the word trainer because that's actually kind of training. You think about yourself going to a gym or going for a workout, you're training your muscles, you're training yourself. You're not really teaching yourself, but say if someone taught you how to push the bar up or lift the weight, that's the education part of it, but after that it's just repetition and training. So I don't really like to use the word trainer, but let's replace it with the word teacher in those situations where you're showing the horse something new. So anyway, that was my story with the training facility and what really showed me what's important about horsemanship. Hey Robin, Eagle Song, cool. Glad you're here. And all right, so that brings me to this question. I'm going to ask you guys because that horse in my, or those horses, it was more than one horse. I do remember one in particular. It was just zoom. And that one really needed a lot of work. But it was all the horses, unfortunately. So there's a way that you can handle horses and definitely, you know, you create the same results, same way you would handle something, right? So you got to change what you do to change your results. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting the same results. So I wanted to change what was happening for those horses in order to get a little more partnership and cooperation from them. So here's the question for you. In order to stop a horse from running away in that situation, what do you think you need? It's not a tool. It's just what do you need in order for him to stop running away? It's a real simple answer. Has to do with attention. So you need the horse's attention. So if he's running away, he's just like, rah, freedom, let's get out of here. So you need his attention. Patience. Well, you need patience to work with horses. And that's a little side note, which is when working with horses, I tend to throw my emotions out of the corral. You kind of have to get more business, right? So you can't be, oh no, he ran away from me, and take it personal. You know, we can't take things personal in the arena. You just have to go, so if I did this and he did that, what do I need to do differently to make this happen? What if I did this? You know, so you get creative and find different results. So that's a lot of how I figured things out, along with the basic understanding of horses. So yes, so what you need is basically his attention to get him to stop running. I'm gonna see. Yes. So, and now how do we get his attention? How would you get your horse's attention? So I'm going to wait for a delay because I know YouTube has delay if you guys want to come up with answers. If you don't have an answer, the thing here is just say something like ice cream. So I at least know you're giving it some shots. I know we got a few people here. Whether you know horses or not, it's still fun because this is kind of universal law, you know? Yeah, so it's universal here. So what do you do to get his attention? What do I do to get your attention? Anybody's attention, right? Do something. Hi, I wave hi. I say hello. I jump up and down. I wave a stick around. I make fireworks. Give you a call. I don't know. Get your attention somehow, right? So you do something. And that's how you get the horse's attention. Do something. And so I'm going to show you just what to do, but But first I'm going to go over materials because like any education plan, you need tools. So first thing you need in order to catch a horse is, what's that? A horse. So we need one of those. He's like, who, me? That's a good boy. Sailor. You need Mustang Sailor or any horse. So it could be a young horse, old horse, baby horse, Mustang horse, wild horse, any horse. So you need a horse, obviously, because you got to catch him. And then you also need you. So I need me, right? So I need to be in good physical condition. So I got to be able to move my feet around, and I got to be able to get in the right place at the right time, kind of thing. So you need you in good physical condition where you can move around to catch your horse. So those are two basic things that we need right now. And we also need, it's over there on the fence, but you need a stick or a flag. Oh, we forgot our, sorry, a little ill-prepared. Forgot our lead rope, but that'll come in later. We don't specifically need it for this lesson, but it'd be a cool thing to show. So halter and lead rope is your fourth thing. So the stick and lunge whip kind of thing, so you need some extension because if you're working with a wild horse or something like that, it's less scary to touch the end of a stick than for the crazy predator, to be right up close touching the horse. So you can kind of get his attention and invoke his curiosity at the end of a stick and things like that. So anyway, that's four things you need: horse, you, a stick or something extendable, and a halter and lead rope. Those are four things. So I'm going to show you just kind of what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to go over how we do it. So here's our wild horse. He's hiding in the corner. He's like, I don't know. But let's observe him for a second. So do I have his attention? I didn't have to work for it. I actually have his full attention. So anyway, I won't demonstrate, I won't speak too much on this one. I'm just going to simply show you this. I'm going to figure out a good spot for this camera because I don't have one of those moving tripods that can follow me around. So hopefully we stay in view. I may end up going off screen, but you're going to kind of see how it goes. So let's find a good spot here. Angle it down a little bit. He's being a good boy. Okay, I think that's not too small. So this is the best we can do, I think. Sailor says, no, we can do better. Angle down a little bit because that's pretty tall. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. So horse, we'll see if he runs away or not. Okay, good. He's running away because I want that. So, good. So I got his attention, stuck something out to greet him, and simply. So I'm just going to show you this how we do, and then we'll talk over it. Okay, I'm glad that happened. I'm just going to go him this way so we keep it in frame. Hopefully we got a frame here. Good boy. Think we're in frame. Yes. So this is where I need my stick. So I'm going to grab my tool because we didn't fully prepare. But hang on. It's just right behind you. Trot, trot. So I'm grabbing this long stick. I'll show you in a sec. So it's pretty good. He likes that little corner because it gets a good view in here. So this is my stick. So it can have a lash on it or no lash. It could have a flag on it or a plastic bag or something. Just basically something that extends you. It makes you look a little bigger. So here we go. Good boy. So it's a little more challenging. More challenging with try to think about being in view than just working the horse. Good boy. So he was catchable, pretty dang catchable. It'd be nice if I Had a horse that really ran away. Good boy. So I think we're in view. Let's come over here. Come on, say leaper. So we'll just do our little work and you can kind of see. Now pay attention while you're watching me. I'm going to get him back over here. Pay attention to my positioning. And we'll go over that also. And we'll demonstrate how it works or doesn't work. And pay attention to everything. The handler, I think we're still in view here. Good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. So this is the first thing that I do with my wild horses. I get them to move their feet anyway, without any ropes or, physical ropes and that kind of stuff. See there, good boy. He's a good boy. Don't worry, you'll get recess. So I kind of wish he was running away a little more. But he's such a good boy, so we don't have a wild horse yet. But I am thinking of a plan for getting one. Anyway, so did you guys see that? Was it in frame? Hopefully. So that's kind of the second part of my demonstration. Was basically he kind of went away a little bit, and then I got his attention, brought him to me, and then he's following me around. So I want to show you guys how to do that, how to end up with that result. He was a wild horse last year, wanted nothing to do with me. All right, so I want to make sure we go down the line here. Okay, so we got the materials, we did the quick demonstration. What's next? Keep me on track. Okay, so what I just demonstrated was, now if I had a better way to not get out of frame, I would be sending the horse away. Really nice demo, yay. So I guess I could do a little more demonstration where I send him away and bring him back, but we can do more of that after I explain it. So first of all, here we go. You can hear me. We're in frame. All right, so in order to do this, you need to understand the nature of the horse, right? Because you have to work in accordance to Mother Nature's law. That does not change. A horse will always be a horse. A human will always be a human. So we need to figure this out. So we have to understand the nature of our species first in order to get the communication and partnership, right? Okay, so number one, how does a horse communicate? If you answered primarily through his body language, then yes. So horses, I'm going to turn around here so you can see, observe the peanut gallery in the back. Okay. There we go. So you can observe the horse through his body language. He observes you through his body language. And so I want to go into what my mentor always says. My mentor, Janice Wilson, she's amazing. Can't thank her enough for everything in life and everything. So Janice Wilson would always say, a horse judges you by what you do, right? So horses communicate primarily through body language, and a horse judges you by what you do. And it may include facial expressions. So if you come in all angry and stuff, he's gonna be more like, what's up with you? But if you come in there like, good boy, it's probably a better response. But not that emotions matter too much. It's more about, like I say, more how business you are. So if you're just here, there, here, there. And another thing I want to add to that is there's no gray area with the horses. So for instance, you saw me, no, he's over there in the shadow. He's in there somewhere. So you saw me go over there and get that horse's attention, and you could see that I either had his attention or I didn't, right? There's no in between. It's not like you kind of have his attention. It's you either do or you don't. So there's no in between with that. Okay, and then here's something I discovered. It's probably been long discovered before, but I've discovered it on my own, just on the journey I've taken. Nobody specifically told me about this, but I love doing groundwork with horses in this manner. And I think this is the most magical thing, magical quotes, because it's not that magical, it's actually very mathematical, and you'll see why. And so I split up the horse. I actually made this little diagram today. Sorry for my folds. But I'm going to talk about the 4 quadrants. So this is the 4 quadrants of the horse. So you got a horse front and back. So here's side view of the horse, front and back. And you can put the line down here. And this is where people say it's the plumb line. That's the rider's groove. That's where you sit on the horse. This line right here. So this separates the horse front and back. And then top view of the horse, front of the horse, tail of the horse. So you have that line, that plumb line, and you can split them in half from left and right. So this is the 4 quadrants of the horse. It's also where their heart is, maybe, but there's front and back. So you think about a horse has, so if a horse judges you by what you do, and how do they do anything? They got legs. How many legs? 4 legs. So they got 4 legs. So these quadrants kind of separate the way they would move, right? They have mostly a back and back legs, a little bit of front and some front legs. This happens to be the plumb line. And this is the center of balance. Everything balances up here on the horse's withers. That's why the racehorse jockeys, they ride up over the 4 quarters of the horse. And that gets the weight off the back so the horse's back can move. And this is where 60% of the horse's weight is and 40% of the horse's weight is in the back. And so I could go into a lot of stuff about balancing out your horse and riding. But anyway, simply on the ground, you got 4 quadrants of your horse. And so thinking back to when I moved Sailor around, I'll show you what that looks like now that you understand there's 4 quadrants. I'll show you what it looks like when you move within the quadrants or out of the quadrants and such. So that's kind of something you need to understand about the horse, is that, and your movement in relation to the quadrants, right? So pay attention. So it's basically saying pay attention to where you are and where you're moving and where you are in relationship to your horse and how it affects him. He's falling asleep over there in the shade. It was a hot day today. Okay, so that's your basic understanding stuff. So trying to hustle and write this all down, which I think we're gonna make this available. But so a simple method that works. There's a lot of explaining, but honestly, it's really, really simple. See, so back to the beginning of the demonstration, what does it look like when you have your horse's attention? So when you have your horse's attention, what are you looking for? So if you're judging your horse by what he does and he's judging you by what you do, what does it look like when you have his attention? Because you have to define when you have his attention. So when you have his attention, he might have an ear. He's got ears. So you want that ear directed at you, that inside ear, the closest ear to you, right at you. If you don't have any ears, chances are you don't have any attention of that horse. So you're looking for an ear turn at you. That's what attention looks like. Second thing is his eyes. So either he's looking away or you can see him looking at you. And you want that inside eye, inside ear, right? Third thing, which is most obvious, obviously, is his head is turned at you. So say horse is like this, ear. Good, you got some of his attention. Sometimes you only get the ear in the beginning, and that's just enough. And whoop, ear, eye, looking at you, good. So you're gonna reward him for that. Then whole head, awesome, reward him for that. I saw a comment here, like satellite dishes. Yeah. So you got to understand what his attention looks like, what you're looking for. So when you work your horse and you want his attention, you're going to look for that. And now the second thing is you're going to ask yourself if you have his attention. What does it look like when you don't have his attention, first of all? It looks like this. I'll be a horse, no attention. Or simply walking away from you, giving you the rear end, or all that kind of stuff, right? So when you want his attention, so you ask yourself, do you have his attention? And this is going into the motion part of it. So if you have his attention, so you got an ear, you got an eye, you got a head, any one of those things is good. You can go with any one of those things because sometimes it's a lot of work, a lot hard for that prey animal to give you his attention like that because his instinct is, I'm out of here. So you're going to reward him by going away because you just gave him a bunch of pressure. You're like, horse. Sometimes even just you being there is a whole lot of pressure, especially if he's a complete wild horse that's never been touched. Just your presence is a lot of pressure. So if he's running away, I like to say, fine then, go away. Leave. I don't say, oh no, come back. I say, get out of here. So I just agree with him. So if he's like, I'm out of here, I'm like, all right, go for it. Leave. So I send him off. And you know, you want to work in a pen where there's walls, so you're not running all over the field, obviously. Or if you are running all over the field, chase him into a small corral. So a small corral will work to your benefit, somewhere he can stop and turn around, right? So if he goes into a corner, create a corner for him or something, or a wall, have him stop and turn, right? So as soon as he stops and turns anything at you, ear, eye, head, anything, you're like, good job! And you get the heck out of there. And that's gonna create space between you, and that's what creates the draw. So it's really simple. Horse leaves, say fine, leave, boom, get out of here. And he's gonna realize, hey, she's making me work. Horses are lazy by nature. That's a good thing. So you have that on your side. So I say, get out of here then. You're gonna stop at a wall, and when you do, I'm gonna say, good job. Now notice I will speak it with my mouth, but what is my body doing? My body says, back up. Now I can speak it. The horses don't have a language section in their brain, but you can speak it for your own self. Maybe it helps you as your horse handling. You know, it gives you good job, and it helps your regulation of yourself. And the horse might get used to the sound as you're doing the thing, but they're not gonna pick sound over what you do. It's the other way. So you might cue them to a cue word, but it's first started by what you do, not what you say. Hey, that's a big life lesson right there. Okay, so I'll show you what that means. Now, I'm gonna go check in what you guys were saying, see if there's questions. He just demonstrated the moment you finished the question. He was listening. He was instantly looking away and took a step. See? Good observers in the audience there. Good deal. And that's a lot of horsemanship. You want to observe your animal, observe yourself, you know, because that's how you're going to change and get the results that you want from your animal. So we're pretending today, because he's not. We're pretending he's a wild animal and he's running away and wants to leave, which he kind of does sometimes, but we've played this game enough and he knows. But I don't have any wild ones yet, and I don't have any client horses that need help, so sailor. Okay, so where were we? I like my notes. Okay, so now with the movement, there's quadrants. So I'm gonna have to have a horse for this, because otherwise it probably won't make sense. And hopefully he will be a good demo guy. And I think I'm gonna tilt this up just a little bit, tiny bit. And I'm gonna explain as we go along, because this goes with the 4 quadrants. And so there's also motions here. I guess I could explain first on the paper. I'll go with this. So here you are. You have your horse's attention. I'm going to use my index finger as the person doing the demonstration. So you have your horse's attention. You're up here in the front. Now, you've caught him basically, right? So I don't want to just throw a rope on him and go, oh, I caught him. Thank God, I caught you. Now you follow me, and I make him follow me with a rope or whatever. And I'll explain more about that. But I like to actually have partnership with my horse. I want the truth. Horses are the truth. So I test it. So I go, okay, well, I got your attention. Are you still going to leave me? Do you still feel like leave me? Do you still feel threatened by me? I want you comfortable and with me and trusting me. So here's the person. So I'm going to walk around. I know the shadow's kind of confusing, but look at the flesh. So I'm going to go away and around. So horses like spirals. So I'm going towards the horse, away and around. Now, if he's not following me by the time I'm at this plumb line, if he has not turned towards me and moved this hind leg, I know that he's not with me. So I'm going to go back again, say, hey, and then I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go look at this hind foot, and he's going to move that hip away because the head's going to be on me. So I'm going to move around, and if I'm past that plumb line and he's not following, he's going to go away because I've crossed this line. So now, behind this line pushes the horse away. In front of the line gets the horse to follow. So if I am in front, horse will follow. If I'm behind, horse leaves. Okay? So you'll see what I mean by that. And horses like spiral movements, not straight back. They like circular motions. And I'll show you what that looks like with the horse. And this is stuff I've discovered with every horse has had their own little thing, which just showed me another step further on this process that I'm sharing with you today. So I'll try to figure out where the frame will be. End of shadow over here, up there. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my stick because stick reaches farther. Now I use a stick because it's like an extension of me. So I am basically like the front end of a horse by myself. I only got 2 legs, the head, kind of like the front of a horse. So I need the stick to access the back of the horse. So that's basically why I have a stick. All right, so let's try to stay in frame here. Actually, let's see. I wonder if I send him around, send him off, say leave, and then we're gonna come up in front of, okay, so I don't know if he caught that. I came up in front of that quadrant, in front of the head. He gave me his full attention really fast. And I just simply walked away and he came towards me. So I think that's still in frame there. So he simply walked towards me. So now he's turning his head, he's leaving. He's like, I don't know. So I'm just sending him off. Now I got that ear and that inside eye. The head came closer. Oop, didn't get it. So I'm just gonna walk up to that nose and I'm gonna stick my hand out. Yep, he looked at it and I walk away. So see, he turned before I crossed that quadrant section. He turned and he's with me. So let's see if I can demonstrate where I cross it and he's not following. So I'm doing my spiral. Oh, he's following. He says, I better follow. She's got that stick. So it kind of turns into a game of keep away my butt. Keep away the back end from that stick. So he's being good. Now let's see what happens if I make a spiral. Nope, I got his full attention. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy. If I go really fast. Nope, he's staying on me. Okay, maybe if I go far away. What if I just leave? See, horse don't like straight line too much unless you get a strong connection. Okay, he almost kind of wanted to go away. Now, when I'm spiraling at him, he's not demonstrating leaving or letting me cross that line. Okay, I'm going to just do it. Okay, there we go. Oop, he's decided he wanted to keep me there. Now, this is not typical to most horses. In other words, I've had to work very hard to get that kind of attention from a horse. But my horses, it's like you can't shake it, obviously. Could you guys see that? That kind of worked out okay. I know it looks little tinies over there. I could bring it closer, but then if we walk too far, we lose the frame. So you could see that I was walking in spiral-like positions. And so we can also, I'll work him in a way where I get him to follow me, not just in spirals, but follow me long. Look great, yay. Yeah, so I did a little wish before I got here. I just really hope to help any horses and people with their horses and having their partnership. So I hope my demonstration's coming across. But this is the most troublesome horse we could have, and it's not even troublesome. He's like, I got full attention. All right, so I'm gonna send him around. So we're gonna do a lap. He's gonna end up going around behind you because you're kind of off the wall. So I'm gonna send him around. He's going around you guys. And you can see my position is behind that plumb line, right? So I'm in a 45-degree angle behind his shoulder. So I know that went around quick. So I'm gonna send him around again. Kind of went in the corner. Good boy. Good boy. He's being a little frisky because he's like, I'd rather not work. Now, what if I turn my shoulder and walk away? Could you see that? Is he there? No. Wait. Yes? Yes. So I turned my shoulder and walked away. What did he do? So the horse is completely reacting to everything that I do. I don't have a runaway horse. He went around the pen just like I asked him. So I call that spiral out. He went away. He come to a halt. Yep. So he was like, I'm a lazy horse. She stopped making me move. I'm gonna rest over here. And then I found some shade. So, and then I turned away from him, got in front of his line, and went away, and he was like, I didn't actually grab his attention where he followed me, but you could see that he's like, I don't have to work. So he's not running away from me. So like that horse in my story, I brought him in the round pen. I didn't have to do anything. I just watched this crazy horse run around. And I'm like, I don't have to do anything. You're running yourself. So I would like partnership with my horse. So it translates. This is the kind of stuff that translates to getting on your horse. So I'd be totally fine getting on this guy and we'd have some partnership. Okay, so now he's kind of facing away and I'm behind that plumb line and he's turning his hip away, but I'm in front also of, okay, so I kept going. I don't know if you could see if I blocked the view, but I kept going towards him as he looked at me. So my fault, I was too late. I didn't listen. Horses live in the now. I think we're in frame. And if I react a half second too late, a half step too late, you just got to play until you both get it right. And you can be forgiving. It's not like you messed up your horse or anything. You just need to play the dance better. So it's just have fun with it. You know, like, whoops, my bad. I kept going in when you looked at me and I was looking for the head and ear on me and all that. So he's actually licking and chewing also. So he decided to look at me and I decided to back up a little bit just to show him, hey, I'm paying attention and I don't want you to run away. I want you to come in because that's what we're working on today. And with that, you know, it's like you got to decide what you want from your horse. What kind of response do you want? And that's the kind of, you know, act accordingly. So he's not really looking at me. I got one ear, I got one eye, I got a whole head. I'm just going to go away. Now I crossed that plumb line. There we go. But I still have his attention. Let's see. So I just tested it right there. I moved his hip. I gave him a kiss and a cue. I just kind of wiggled the stick behind me. And he decided to come all the way in. Good boy. Now, if he was totally afraid, he would have ran off right there. But we're working on partnership and attention. Okay, so here I'm just going to keep spiraling and show you what this means here. So if the horse is following you, like taking steps forward, he has to actually move his feet forward. Feet in front of the other, not backwards. That's backwards. Good boy, forward. Step in front, cross in front. Good. So if he's walking forward, I was late there. I'm going to take my spiral bigger. Now if he's not moving, I'm going to spiral closer, if that makes sense. And what I'm looking at, I'm going to switch sides because we're kind of close to that fence there. And what I'm looking at is his inside hind foot. Now I'm not really on this side of the horse. There's a cross line. There we crossed over. Now I'm on the right side of the horse. Oops, he's keeping me on his left side. I want to cross over, good. And now he's walking towards me. Walking towards me, he crossed over. But we're actually traveling together. So so if he's not stepping forward, I'm gonna spiral in. So I keep circling, but I just go towards the back foot. Oops, we miscommunicated, he stopped. So this is what I mean by spiral in, spiral out. So as long as he's walking forward, I'm walking away, a bigger spiral, still spiraling. Oops, he stopped moving, spiral in, moving, go out, good. Switch sides. And every time I switch sides, I switch the stick hand. Now he's walking backwards, but that's because he's keeping me in the left side of his body, so I want to be on the right side. So the side that you're working, you want to be on that eye. Like I said, you split the horse down the middle and on the two halves. Good boy. And you'll find when you work your horses that the horse will trust you in one eye more than the other. And that's just the side that he trusts you the most in. So your job is to work both sides where you can't tell the difference, where he's not feeling he needs to stick you on one side more than the other. So he feels safer with me on his left side and a little less safer on the right side. Some might say it's because all the handling gets done on the left side because the halters are tight on that side and all that kind of stuff. But I don't find that to be true because I worked Mustangs, so they had zero handling, and it's really apparent when you got a fresh wild one. Hi, Sailor. So I guess it could be kind of like a right-handed, left-handedness of the horse, kind of. He's going backwards. Now he went forward and I stepped in and ruined it. Good. Now I can kind of zigzag left and right. It's kind of like right, left, right, left. And then we get forward motion, left and right. I think we're in frame. Can we see that? And he's taking a poop. And I call that a process poop because they poop when they actually learn. Let's see, did we get any comments I missed? So, could you all see that okay? Was that interesting? So you're gonna have different levels of working a horse in that manner, but the pattern is the same. I have not met a horse, I mean, unless they were completely handled in a strange way that they learned nothing matters anymore. But my horses have a lot of family time, meaning time with their friends, and they have that natural way of being in them already. And they're not, my horses are stuck in pens and live by themselves. They get socialized. So not only are they Mustangs who have been born socialized, they socialize with each other, and then I just do the dance as I've just shown you. So let's see if I missed anything. You guys got any questions, comments, cheers? Let's see. Oh, I could get a, show one more thing. Very good, again, it's really informative. Yeah. So I'm going to use this stick like a halt. In fact, I should go grab a halter and lead rope because I did say that as one of my tools. I'm just trying to think where one's really close by. Things end up far away around here. But yeah, I'll do this. But yeah, so partnership, you know, the conclusion is partnership is about trust and communication, right? So we had full-on communication. Whether it was perfect or not, I don't know if that completely matters. Did you communicate? Did you understand what how your influence is over the horse? You know, are you playing in a dance? Are you making conversation between you and your horse, right? And your horse runs from you simply because he does not trust you and wants his freedom, right? So he's running away because he's like, I don't know, you weird human. I'm a wild horse. I don't know about you guys. You guys got ooey fingers. Don't touch me. So yeah, so if you show him that working with you is in his best interest, then communication can be at its highest, right? It is our responsibility to understand the nature of the horse and work in accordance to it, right? So I think we got a bit of understanding with that today. And when we start looking at ourselves and evaluating our position in relation to the horse, it is easy to see why a horse does what he does, right? So you can play around with this. You might even come up with other things, but that's a good place, I think, for you guys to start with your horse. And yeah, and those horses back there at that training facility has helped me a lot with where I've come with horses and what I'm able to show you guys if you're having trouble catching your horse. And this can work with anything. You know, say you, it's not just you and catching your horse. Say he's running because you have a halter in your hand. He's like, oh no, halter. But say he's a perfect angel, just like this guy was, you know, with a stick or just your own presence. Perfect angel. But as soon as you pick up that halter, he's like, nope, we're not doing nothing today. I'm out of here. So say it's even that, then you just start working the same thing. Then you got the fun. Then it starts to be fun, okay? It's not like, oh no, he runs. Problems. I love problems. It's so fun to work through them. So I go, all right, well, we got this halter thing. I'm going to go, leave then, leave then, leave then. He's gonna be like, well, this is a lot of work. I didn't even put that thing on yet. I'm like, that's right. This halter thing is your contract to freedom. So you just got to help the horse understand these things and working in accordance to his nature, right? So yeah, I could go show the halter, but I don't want to leave you guys too long staring at a horse. Maybe I'll bring it closer and you can stare at a beautiful horse while I grab this, because this is my funnest part of the demonstration. Maybe he'll see he's leaving. He's like, oh no, it's a scary tripod and people. It's like, I don't know, guys. Here, play with what you just learned, and I'll be right back. I don't think I should be too far. Halter, lead rope. There's one around in this light somewhere. Bye. Nope, sailor left. He's probably just like, where'd you go? Let me out of here. I had his attention. All right, so we're coming back. Almost there. And hello. Okay, so we got a halter and a lead rope. And we got a horse, oops, over here. There we go. I'm gonna untie this little thing here. So what I do, the next level, when you're working your horse with the fourth tool, halter and lead rope, I'm just gonna combine it. It is really two things, but we're just gonna combine it into one thing, one deal. Now we're gonna play the same thing. Now he might more run with this because maybe he is that horse that goes, oh no, you're gonna catch me with that thing. Trying to find where he's gonna end up, kind of end up in that corner over there, which is probably the best spot because it's narrow in that corner. Okay. So he's kind of turning a head at me. Now, even though I'm walking towards him, I looked away and pulled my hand back. So I stick my hand out, good boy. So I still have an ear and an eye. So I'm past that quadrant, but I'm just gonna test him. Good boy. Because I just want that hip to move. He's like, I don't know. Taylor, you gotta go over here and show him. You left your corner. Good boy. Now that's what I mean too. You know, you can use your stick and your rope and stuff as an extension of you, so I can toss it and communicate to that hip. He knows exactly where I'm looking and where I'm pointing. But it just gets a little bit more, I would say, enthusiasm out of your horse. Like, oh, she's got that thing. It can reach me from over there. So it just makes you a little bit bigger, a little bit farther reaching. Not bigger where it's like, you know, like, I'm bigger than you, but just like a little bit longer. Okay, so here he is. We caught him with halter and lead rope. We already did the partnership dance where he's following me around without such a device. Now we get these things because this is our tool to, you know, lead a horse around. And just to make sure you really have partnership, I like to call the halter and lead rope a nerve line, just a visual representation of the connection that you have already developed. So now that you've done it without a halter and lead rope, which is the truth, now you can add your devices, you know, that everybody likes to use. So same positioning. So now I just draped it over his head. I draped it the end of the lead rope. So I actually have the part that goes over his head. And I'm gonna put that on. He's so cute. So he's like, huh? We switched roles? Yes, you're gonna walk me around. No, I was kidding. So I put the end over his neck, right behind his ears. So now it's just kind of a nerve line. So we're gonna do the same dance. And now it just, we got a stronger connection because he can see it. He can see how we're connected. So let's see if it works more better this way. And then I can lead him around, get a little bit better cooperation, and get him to move forward. Good boy. Now we can go walk forward. We'll come back. And I'm not dragging him around. He's choosing to be with me. So there we go. But this makes it stronger, makes what you already developed stronger. So that goes with my saying, don't get equipment to replace your horsemanship, get equipment to enhance your horsemanship. So look, he's like coming in. He's like, put it on my face, please. What a little angel boy. He's such a good boy. He puts his nose on it. He's like ready. His head's all lowered. What a good boy. Okay, so that's my demonstration with that. And good boy. I think we will go ahead and put it on him too. So we still need to work on this. I want him to search for it a little more. Good boy. Good. There you go. He's like, I'm out of here. There you go. Good boy. That's it. That was it. All right. Okay, so now this is on him, but I'm not holding it all. I'm not holding it. He's just wearing it. So you can come back in view here. And now he's more easily to follow me around. Good job. Now I'm over here on the right side, which is nice. He's putting me in his right eye, which was his not strong point. Come here. How was that? So that's how I halter train my Mustangs, catch a horse that doesn't want to be caught. And this is the basics of what my horses know. And so it makes for a great journey down the road. I'll put it that way, down the trail. Journey down the trail. He's a good boy. Gotta love Seaway. So how we do? I think we did an hour. Yay! Any questions, guys? Any comments? So if you're watching replay, if this was interesting to you, let me know. I'd love to hear. If you got any questions on your horsemanship, put in comments below and I'll answer questions next week. And I do these live streams on a weekly basis on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 on California time. Yay, best yet. Yes, so this is my specialty, guys. I love to work with horses like this on the ground and get the partnership. And it was a lot of fun showing you guys today. And I'm so grateful that you're here. And look out for the next one. I'm excited for next time. I don't know what it'll be yet. Let me know. Comment below. Ask questions. Subscribe. Bell button. Like button. All those buttons. Whichever side they're on. I don't even know. But yeah, so Sailor says, thank you guys. He says, I'm glad it's over because I'm going to go eat grass. So that was a lot of training. We just trained this horse for an hour and taught you guys some cool stuff. And, you know, if you're in the area, let me know. Come practice what we just learned on my horses. They'd be happy to meet you and do some fun dances with you guys. So anyway, ciao for now.